Hey, Job chapter 31, verses 31 and 32. If the men of my tent have not said, who is there that has not been satisfied with his meat? No sojourner had to lodge in the street, for I have opened my doors to the traveler. Job was a man a lot like Abraham. He had a lot of people who were working for him. He had a big family. The men of my tent in this verse are the people who work for him. They may be employees or they may be servants, contractors. Whoever they are his employees. He's paying them for their labor, and he says that none of them are complaining. That's what it means when it says uh, none of them have. Who is there that has not been satisfied with his meat? They're saying anybody who works for Job is going to be happy with his pay. Some translations make it sound like they actually want to eat Job, and that's a little strange. I think pretty much every modern translation expresses this as they are happy with what Job has given them in exchange for their labor. He's a fair employer. He pays them enough to live. If you were a tradesman in town and unemployed, or maybe you're new in town and you're asking around saying, where can I get a good job? Who's paying the best around here? People would immediately point you to Job, saying, hey, you're not going to get rich being just a laborer, but Job's going to be fair. He's going to pay you more than you might expect. In the next verse, no sojourner who had to lodge in the street. Sojourners are the landless people who don't have the means to provide for themselves, whether they're just traveling through or whether they have been dispossessed or um, they were the youngest son, there's no land left in their family, their crops failed, whatever reason. These are people who can't provide for themselves, at least temporarily. And Job says that as long as he's got the means to help these people, none of them have to live in the street. He will always find a place for them to work, uh, hire them, or even just put them up for the night, them and their families. He's not saying that he is a public welfare system that anybody who wants a handout can come to Job. No, he's got people who work for him. He will put you to work, or he will help you temporarily until you get back on your feet or you move on to wherever your journey is taking you. But Job is generous to those people who need help. Everybody needs help now and then, and we all have the means to help somebody in one capacity or another. Maybe we don't have the means to hire a bunch of people or to open our homes to just anybody who might be out there. You also have to consider your family, whether if you have young children, you leave your wife home alone, you don't want to have just anybody in your house. But if you have the means to provide shelter and food for people who really need it, even if it's just temporary, be like Abraham, be like Job. Open your tent in your home to people who are in need, who just need a little bit of help. Be fair with the people you hire. Don't be stingy. Don't try to gouge them for everything they're worth. Give people a little bit more than they'll expect. God loves a cheerful giver, not just when you're giving to him, but when you're giving to people who bear his image. He treats that as if you are giving directly to him. This is Jay Carper from American Torah. Be blessed.